Returning serve can be one of the most frustrating and difficult positions to be in. Your opponent's in complete control of the beginning of the point, and you're forced to react to what they're doing, and anything can happen, from the ball bouncing really high to low to fast, slow, wide. Anything can happen, and you have to figure out what the situation requires. In this video, I'm going to be going over a couple of simple tricks to help you return cleaner, simpler, and more consistent. Let's get started with today's video. The first mistake most people make when they are working on their return to serve is they don't pay attention to what's happening during the warm-up. A lot of people use their normal serve during the warm-up to show what they're capable of. So if somebody's comfortable with flat serves or slice serves or kick serves, you're going to see a lot of that stuff in the warm-up. And as a returner, you can kind of gauge your starting position in order to get a rhythm even before it costs you any points. Now, obviously, people can change up their serves a little bit once the match starts, but you want to use that first warm-up period to get a good read and a good rhythm on the timing of the most important part of the return, which is the split step. Now, when we're splitting, there's a couple different ways to do it, but the one thing I tell everybody to do, always try to get some type of forward momentum when you split. You should be having either a step forward to a split or hopping forward, anything to get a little bit of momentum going into your shot. The reason why that is most times the serve is going to be the fastest shot that you receive, and you're going to have to shorten up some of the swings depending on what your opponent's capable of. So if you are standing still and you just split static up and down, it's then your job to generate all the forward force from your arms or your body rotation. You can get some of that free force and reflective force back to your opponent just by splitting into the return. Your body weight's already falling forward. That little bit of 110 to 200 pounds of body weight can go right into a very short and easy return, and you'll be deflecting whatever their incoming pace is, or potentially adding some extra pace to it. So the first thing you have to pay attention to is the timing of the split step. So the first exercise we're going to do, I'm going to be using Emily as my coach. As you guys know, she has been working with me. We're going to actually work on just timing the split step. Emily's at the service line. She could obviously do this from the baseline, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. She's going to go through her whole service motion and then contact the ball and freeze. She doesn't have to make the serve doesn't have to come towards me. The whole goal here is getting yourself timed to the split step. My job is to split as she's striking the ball, which means I'd be hitting the floor just after the ball leaves her racket. So essentially, the ball should travel about 5 feet off of her racket as my feet hit the floor, giving me enough time to then read where the ball has started to go. Big mistake people make is splitting directly at contact, and sometimes accidentally a little bit before. Then you're stuck watching to see what the ball does, and all that initial rebounding energy gets wasted. So here's an example of that little exercise. We'll do like 2 or 3 reps. So I get to whatever my established ready position would be, and then I take my step forward as she tosses, 1, and then I'd hit the ground. My goal is to be able to lean right as I hit the floor. So that means her ball would have had to have moved a little bit. I'm basically trying to read right after those first 3 or 4 feet. So what Emily's going to do now is she's going to tap that serve either left to right, and my job is going to be right off the split. Just take 1 step to match that so that I show that I'm actually reading right off of my landing. Got it? 1, and I go right to that position. It's not about how fast the serve is. It's about getting your body not stuck right from the beginning. One more time, step forward, and I'm already here. Now, it wouldn't matter where her serve's going. The main thing is that right off this landing, I can start to shift my weight without getting static. Quick side note, the second mistake a lot of people make when they're working on returning serve, they get stuck trying to be really explosive, and as a result, they get really planted to the ground. The worst thing you can do is go and be stuck trying to drive your legs into one shot. It's okay to take like 2 quick steps and hit the return. Most people you see that have trouble returning usually take 1 big step, and that either is a sign that they're reacting late or that they just don't know how to be nimble off of the return. So the next step we're going to do is actually have Emily hit those serves, and I'm going to try to make contact with them. And then progressively, I want to start going bigger and bigger with my swings. The main goal always stems from getting that split step to begin all of my momentum. If you split early or you split late, you'll find that you get stuck. And if you feel like you can hit the ground and immediately start moving, that's a key sign that you're splitting correctly. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to be returning the serves and then slowly and gradually trying to make my swing bigger and bigger, which is a sign that I'm reading the serve earlier each time. Okay, so I'm leaving Emily there just to make the return stress a little bit higher. And now my job is just to incrementally make my returns better. So each time taking one step forward momentum, and then going forward. Obviously, I reacted late. I was kind of talking, but point is, I still read the ball a little slower than I should have. One step forward, split, and easy. Yep. And even though I'm missing these returns, or I missed that one, I got to the ball pretty quickly, and that's all I really care about. I don't want a ball sliding past me where I feel like the ball is there before I'm able to take a step. And there we're good. Pretty. And again, the main thing is just feeling like you have the ability to be nimble off of the feet. Don't get stuck in the ground and start stretching them out. That's going to wrap up today's video, guys. The most important part of the return is obviously the split step. The one detail I didn't touch on was swing size, which is going to be subjective to how difficult the serve is that's coming to you. If you don't have a lot of time, you're going to want to shorten up those swings to even slicing or blocking. If the serve is coming at you slowly, you might feel confident enough to take bigger swings, but that's going to be subjective to who and what you're dealing with on the serve that's coming towards you. Likewise, if somebody's hitting balls that get out of your strike zone, you're going to have to change your technique. But the most important thing is the split step. If you're splitting late or if you're splitting early, you'll get stuck. If you get stuck, then easy returns become difficult. If you know anybody that would benefit from this, please send it off to them. Hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.